Hi everybody, Sandy here from Sandi Cooks. Today, I got my wok out. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to be doing a little bit of frying again. I am going to be making vegetable tempura for the family. So I've got a bunch of veggies that I will show you. Green beans and mushrooms and potatoes, sweet potatoes, onions, etc. And I'm going to do a very, very quick dip into some tempura batter. That's so easy to make. I'll show you how to do that. And then it's just a matter of frying everything up, hitting it with a little bit of salt, and sitting down to eat. So come along with me, and I'll show you how to do this. Okay, the first thing I'm going to start with here is green beans. Now, there's only 3 of us eating tonight, and so nobody's going to eat more than 3 or maybe 4 of any particular item. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to create enough of each of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and that'll be green beans that I will fry. All right. So now we can go on to something else. Let's look at my asparagus here. I'm not going to use all of these. Asparagus, obviously, they're bigger than French fries. So I'm not going to make more than, I think, 3 of these for each of us. So make 9 of these. 6, 9. Get rid of that. Okay, and I'm just gonna shorten these off to take the woody part of the stalk off, because these are too hard to eat. So again, I'm just gonna lay that out here on my plate so I've got everything together. All right. Mushrooms. So I was taught that you don't clean mushrooms with water because then they get waterlogged and it impacts everything else you're cooking. But you can do what I'm doing here, which is to peel off this outer layer of the skin on the mushroom, and then you end up with a nice clean mushroom. So that's what I'm going to do. This is slow and boring, so I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera, and I will catch you up when I'm done with that. But I think I'm going to do like 3 mushrooms for each of us. So anyway, you just kind of grab the little edge there with your knife, and then you can just peel it back. That's all I'm doing here. Create a little bit of edge there, peel it back. Create edge, peel it back. Okay, I will see you in a few minutes when I've got all these mushrooms done. Okay, I got those mushrooms done. Put those over here. I also peeled my sweet potato and washed my regular potato. I'm going to move this over here so it's out of the way. And this, hopefully you've all seen a mandolin before. This is a mandolin for slicing. I've got the standard blade on here. I'm going to show you a trick that I do, which is to take some Pam or vegetable spray and spray it on here. It just makes each time you slide the potato or whatever you're slicing over it, it makes it so much easier to just keep going. I've got this set to a 1/4 inch thickness, so now I just get to go like this, and I will have perfect sliced potatoes. There we go. There you go. You can see them all there. I'm going to put those over here, because we'll do those. And now I'm going to do this sweet potato. I don't care about, whoops, missed regular potato. I'm not going to use quite all of this. I want the pieces to be big enough. So we'll set those aside. Here's our slidey dude. Alright, I'm sorry. I know I've got way too much going on here on my workstation. I apologize for that. I want to show you guys. Alright, so. That one didn't work quite as well. Sweet potatoes are harder than regular potatoes. So you have to kind of help them through there. I'm not sure how well. It's going fine. Good enough. I could just as easily, come on, cut them with a knife. This is a little faster. Come on. Stuck. My potato's stuck. There we go. Whew. Okay. There we go. And there are our sweet potatoes. I need a new mandolin. I want one that is metal. Alright, so we got our sweet potatoes. I got onion here that I'm going to do. Because how can you have tempura without onion rings? I mean, come on. And I want rings, so I'm not cutting my onion in half this time. Because then I get halves. Half rings. Which is not what we're after. Okay. Again, probably not going to use this whole onion. I do want these to be substantial, like that. And again, I told you guys this in the last video. I use yellow sweet onions for all of my almost all of my cooking. So that is what I'm working on here. Be careful so I don't break these. Not that it's a big deal. If you break them, you can still use them. They're fine. But if I can avoid breaking them, that's better. So that's what I'm trying. Okay. And that's probably enough onion rings. Which means I can save this for tomorrow, or I can just make one more cut here, and I'll make a little bit more onion rings. Whoops, there, I blew it. No, I broke it. Whatever will we do, we'll make an onion ring out of it. Like I said, it's not a big deal. Alright, so there's our onion rings, or onions to make onion rings. I think I'll put those on a separate plate because they take up so much room. And the only other thing I want to cut up is just a little bit of broccoli. Maybe two florets for each of us. I think, given the volume I've got over here, I think that will be plenty. So take this. My bag didn't open. Fine. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. That'll do it. Okay, so I'm going to heat up my oil. You don't really need to see that. And I'm going to make my tempura batter, which I will show you. It's super easy. And then we'll start cooking. Okay, so all I've got here, very, very simple. Regular flour. I've got bubble water, which I used our soda stream to make. But you can absolutely just buy, I guess, club soda? Not tonic water. You definitely don't want tonic water. I think it's club soda is bubble water. There's my bubbles. And this is going to make... I'm going to have to add more flour here once I get this figured out. You can't really see it. You're basing this off of feel. And I can feel that there's not enough flour, so I'm going to end up putting in too much flour, which you'll see in a second. There we go. Too much flour. Okay, too thick. Now, that's okay. We don't want to create a lot of gluten, so don't overmix it. And now we're going to add more water until we just get to the right consistency, which we want to coat the vegetables. We don't want a thick batter though. Okay, you can see that. I'm going to add a little bit more flour in there still. Okay, that looks pretty good. So you can see, here, right? Clearly coats the back of a spoon. You can see the thickness here. That'll be exactly what we want to coat our vegetables. So let me get rid of these things, put this stuff away. We'll turn our oil on, get that heating, and I will show you how to cook this all. Okay, hi everybody. Just gonna check my oil temperature here. We want to get up to around 350, and you can see we're approaching 300, but we're not quite there yet. So give that a couple minutes or minute, and we'll be ready to go. I'm going to start with my asparagus. So that's going in here into my bowl, and all we have to do is dunk it a little bit. You can even, if they're too long, like I've got a couple that are a little too long for this bowl. I should have used a little bit bigger bowl. You can just kind of coat them in it. Like I said, it's a really thin layer, so don't worry about it not being like a super thick coating on there. Okay, we are well on our way to 350 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and start these. And so all I'm going to do is just kind of dip them like that, so they're fully coated in our thin little layer. The most important thing we care about here as we're doing this, and obviously we want to just kind of get them to a golden brown, but we don't want them to stick together, right? So make sure that they're not sticking together as you're cooking them, and that's really all you need to worry about. See right there. This is going to be a super light batter on them. The deliciousness of the vegetables will come through, and that's what we're looking for. Keep them from sticking together. So then you can see what I've got here is just a baking pan with a cooling rack inside that will allow the grease to drip off after I put everything in there. And of course we have to hit everything with some salt as soon as it's out of the fryer. So that's it. I'm just going to batch cook this, and you get to watch. Get the green beans in here. Just trying to get them to roll over a little bit so they're evenly cooked on both sides. They're pretty submerged anyway, so you're not going to have much trouble with that. But I like to use my wok for deep frying because it's got the high sides and I get a lot less splatter all over the place, which means that my son doesn't get mad at me for destroying the kitchen with grease. Okay, we're getting pretty close on these. I said they only need to brown and then they're done, so those with salt. Alright, on to the next. Green beans. Okay. The potatoes next, I think. These will take a little bit longer. And we want to make sure that they're not stuck together when we put them in like that. So, you see, these are going to go pretty quickly. Okay, well, these are pretty much done at this point as well. With salt, on to the next. Potatoes. Probably cannot do all of these at the same time. And definitely make sure that they have got batter on both sides when you put them in. They will stick together here in the bowl. Come on, I've only got one left. I keep dropping it. Just get those apart. Whew, that is hot. So, I'm probably going to switch tools. From tongs to my spider. Essentially, which is what this more or less is. Make sure that these are just all separated, not stuck together like that. Because if they're stuck together where they're touching, you are likely to get raw potato, and you don't want that. So, make sure you separate them. Alright, what are we going to do next? I think we can do broccoli and mushrooms together. Not that much of those. I may end up having to make more batter. I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough for the onion rings or not. Not quite ready to turn yet. Okay, I think these are just about done, so take these out. Alright, I'm just going to spread these out so I can hit them all with salt. There we go. On to the next. Mushrooms. Broccoli. Oh. Just trying to turn the mushrooms upside down so they cook on both sides here. And broccoli too. Just want them even. I'm going to take some of these crusties out of here, the little pieces of broken off batter in between batches, so just to clean this up a little bit. Okay, mushrooms don't take very long at all. Okay. Broccoli. Uh-oh, I gotta get my sweet potatoes going. Oh, I lost the mushroom in there. Aha. Okay, salt. Hear that? Let's get these crunchies out of here so they don't burn. Okay, sweet potatoes. Whoa! Okay, that's bad. Don't do that. Don't drop things from a height into your oil. Alright, there's that. Okay, let's get these. Position. Go. Let's separate these. I don't know why I'm grabbing these. Use this thing again. I think it'll be easier. Okay, last set, onion rings. Turn my heat down a touch. Ow! Yeah, I'm alright. Be careful, people. Clearly, I am not being careful enough. Okay, that's all it's done. Okay. Alright, so on the table I've got some sweet and sour sauce, and I've got some soy sauce, and some sweet chili sauce. So that's what we're going to do, how we're going to eat this. And everybody's just going to take some and nosh right off of here onto their plate. So anyway, there you go. Vegetable tempura. Enjoy, and I got to let everybody know I'm ready. Dinner!
If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. To make sure you don't miss any new videos, subscribe to the Sandi Cooks channel on YouTube.